Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert with the Ted Show. I'm excited to talk about a topic I know absolutely nothing about, which is health and fitness, with Mike Redlin with Redlin Enterprises. Welcome, Mike. How are you?
Hey, doing good, Ted. Thanks, man, for having me on the show. This is awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks for being flexible. You know, we had some scheduling problems, and you have been very flexible. So thank you. All right. So for the audience who doesn't know you, tell them a little bit about you and your journey to your ability to be able to talk about health and fitness.
Well, yeah. So, this started a long time ago for me. I know, and most people have heard when you work out a lot, it stops the aging process. So, slows it down a little bit. So, I'm actually been doing this almost 15 years now.
Wow.
So, I started at a young age, around 19 years old, local. I grew up here, Windermere, Orlando area. Went to Dr. Phillips High School, Olympia. And I started out the YMCA and Dr. Phillips. I just started watching other people I thought knew what they were doing, kind of went into the gym, started working out really hard. I played baseball, college. I played a little bit in the pros, minor leagues. It was short-lived. But, but with that said, I really took a passion to exercise and fitness. And, I just kind of ran with it all the way through college. I studied fitness, exercise physiology. I went into the military actually for 4 years in the Air Force.
Thank you for your service.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. And even then, people were coming to me asking me questions. I worked for Gold's Gym. I worked for Bally's way a long time ago. Pretty much any gym you could think of, I always wanted to be a part of it and kind of learn as much as I could. And fitness is one of those things that's always changing. So, when I got out of the military, it was after just 4 years, it was a totally different world when it comes to fitness.
Sure.
Jumping back into it, it's about helping people. And a lot of the times I think, you see that billboard of the guy that's absolutely ripped in really good shape or the woman. And, we think it's more than that. The company that I started was about showing, everybody, from, the average person that they could be healthy and fit, and not to let the social norms of what you're supposed to look like or what you're supposed to do kind of get in the way of that. It's about how you feel. It's about quality of life, and really kind of need to stick to that game plan and show people that. I was always I'm not the biggest guy in the world, so for me, putting on weight was kind of a big thing for me. And then I also I got married and I gained weight and too much weight. So I learned I learned what both ends of the spectrum are, and they're both really difficult. Not just from a physical point of view, from a mental point of view. And I think the team of that the business that we started, the team of trainers that we have, we really are able to associate with people on a different level. That it's not just about, hey, let's get you looking the way you want to look. It's like, how do you feel? This is the journey that we're going to take. It's about making yourself feel better.
So let me ask you about that, because I think the questions that we got were obviously, well, I've eaten my weight in food multiple times over since the pandemic started. We've all been quarantined, where most people are not as vigilant as keeping up with it. But now it's a new world, right? We started to open up yesterday a little bit. So what are some basic steps that people can do to try to begin to move back into a fitness, healthy mindset?
Well, Ted, it's about taking little baby steps. It's not about, trying to go out there and run a 5K and you've never ran before a day in your life. I mean, that's just silly. But, making better food choices. Everything a lot of stuff that we eat is processed or fast food, especially with the pandemic going on. Fast food places stayed open, and we had Publix and a couple of the markets that were open, and our biggest thing telling people was, go in there and choose, vegetables, eat more veggies, eat more fruit, lean protein, chicken, steak. If you stick to those, you can't go wrong. But a lot of the times we get busy, and that was one of the things that we were preaching about with this pandemic that was going on. Is like, hey, we all got the free time in the world now to actually focus on this stuff. And I actually made a joke with my wife. She's also a trainer and co-owner of the company, and we go in there on, like, I think the first week, and we're looking down the different areas of Publix with the food, and you see all of the white bread's gone. You see all of the starchy stuff is gone, the fatty foods are gone, the sugary foods are gone, and then you go to the veggies and the fruits, and it's like, I'm gonna be feeding myself for a while. So it was funny because everybody ran to those, and it was like, guys, we need to be going towards the healthier stuff, and that's really something big that we've been telling people is maybe you didn't get to where you wanted to before this all happened. But at least now you can really kind of reset and really start thinking about, okay, what should I be eating? To your point with exercising a little bit, just walks, take a walk, once or twice a day. Just go for a walk. Not only does that help, kind of jumpstart the fitness level, but it also kind of helps you get away and de-stress, so to speak.
What are you seeing with your clients? Was it more difficult during the pandemic to keep them motivated, since obviously you had to probably do whatever you do? I'm guessing you had to do it remotely. Mm-hmm. So when you're trying to motivate somebody in person can be difficult, but what about trying to motivate them remotely? What was that like?
It was actually a lot of fun, to be honest with you, because it gave me more of an excuse to blow up their phones all the time. But it wasn't challenging. It was actually, like I said, it was a lot of fun because we were able to build groups. So we started group chats. We started, really kind of integrating all of our members and our clients together to come together and to kind of motivate each other, which was absolutely amazing. So you had, different people texting each other on the group chat saying, hey, did you get this done today? Did you get that done today? We would post workouts for everybody to do, daily workouts to get done if they weren't meeting with us. And they were pushing each other. It was great. So I feel like really more in touch, I would say, instead of, you're going to meet with me in a couple of days. Okay. And, you're doing your thing because you got work. This way, it's like, I know you're home, and I know you're probably looking at your cell phone. So, it was a little bit easier to keep tabs on everybody and really motivate everybody that way.
How about the fitness side of it? We had people ask questions. All right, so I wanna kind of re-engage. I'm not a fitness junkie per se. I think it was one of the words they used, but I definitely like to walk, or I like to work out. But what if they haven't done that before and they just want some advice? Is that where they reach out to Redlin? Talk about your company as a whole of what you offer.
Yeah, so we've been going strong now for 5 years. We actually have contracts with a lot of apartment communities in the area to run their gyms, private communities, home communities, and we do on-site training. So we come to your house. Right now we do the virtual training, so it's one-on-one with FaceTime, and we also have a gym that we operate out of here in Windermere, our own studio. So pretty much what you would do is you would give us a call. You can check us out on Facebook, our Instagram, our website, and all you would do is just give us a call. You could even shoot us a text, and we would set something up to where you would come in. We'd go over your goals. We'd probably put you through like a intro session, so to speak, just to kind of see where you are, your basic functional movement, and just take it from there. And try to build something for you that you're looking for.
Does it matter what level you're at, beginner, intermediate?
Nope, doesn't matter. We have levels from very beginner all the way up to, they've been working out for 30 years, hardcore, done everything under the sun. So, I mean, it varies, but we're able to customize it to anybody's needs, to get them to where they need to be. And we do
So
it comfortably.
what's one of the mistakes that you see when you're at a gym or when you see anybody working out? Because I think a lot of people have an idea of what works for them, and
Right.
then they wonder why it's not making any kind of impact. They're not, they don't have that six pack yet. They haven't lost the weight that they want in their minds. The scale, they're all about the scale. What about on the exercise side? What are things that people do that maybe they need to relook at how they're doing it? Just to give you an example to throw out, I remember in the days before you were born when I actually did work out, and I was doing sit-ups, crunches wrong. I was doing them in a very counterproductive way. So what are some of the things that you see that maybe people could take a look and go, well, if you just tweaked it this way, it would be better?
I would just say overall, a lot of the movements that people do in gyms, we think it's easy to just run to a gym and just start doing what we see somebody else doing. And it's really something to be said when you have someone looking over you to tell you that your form is right or wrong. And to your point, when you were doing the sit-ups, if someone was like, hey, Ted, maybe you should do it this way. We want to be able to activate the muscles. Not getting too technical here, but you want to be able to activate the muscles correctly. When you do any kind of movement, when you're lifting weights, if you're not doing that correctly, that's when you're pretty much, you can pull something, you're like, to your point, you're counterproductive. So I think the biggest thing is to learn how to actually do the movement correctly and to get someone to at least show it to you. When we go into a gym, there's trainers in gyms, there's always somebody around that can actually help us do it. So if you're kind of, I don't know if this is right or if I should be doing this or how I should be doing this, it's always good to just at least ask somebody to help you out. And for people that, they're not getting kind of the results, it does have to do with form, but also too, you got to think about it is, what are you doing the same thing over and over and over again? And if that's the case, then eventually your body gets used to it. And those little strides or that weight loss that you started to get, your body kind of gets so in tune with what you're doing, the results kind of slow down or actually stop. It's not that you're not necessarily getting better shape. It's just that your body's not reacting because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. So one of the methods that we have with our company is to always change stuff up, to not keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I think that has to do with knowledge. I think that has to do with experience and learning. Not just your body, but what kind of exercises are out there. One day maybe you go heavy, the next day you do a little bit lighter, more reps. But it's always good to constantly, change up your routine, change up whatever it is that you're doing, because that promotes faster results and results that continue to keep going when you do that. So to your point, when you're in the gym and you're doing the same routine over and over again, you're like, man, I'm not getting the results. Well, that's because I know you're doing bench press every single time. You're doing curls every single time. You're doing this every single time. So your body's like, hey, man, I'm used to this. Well, what else you got for me? So that's where you want to be able to change that up, and then you'll start to see the results again.
Well, I mean, and I'm not going to call any of my friends out, but I'm always amazed at people when they say they've been to the gym 3-4 times a week. And I'm sorry, but externally, it doesn't look like there's anything going on. Not that there has to every time. Also, I also see them eat. So it's just such an interesting thing, because there'll be people, hey, Ted, you got to get to the gym every day. And I'm like, I don't want to look like you. I'm sorry. I have no desire to look like that. So if that's what the gym's doing for you, maybe you should re-look at how you're doing the gym.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how it is. You can't, it's okay. We tell people all the time, if you want to eat a pizza once in a while, it's not going to kill you. It's okay. Actually, sometimes it helps to speed stuff up. It's when you get kind of in that whole thing, to your point, you see those people every single day and they look exactly the same, yet they're in the gym for like 2 or 3 hours. And you're like, man, you're killing yourself. What's going on? Why has your body not really matched whatever's going on? And there's some people that want to maintain, obviously. So
Right.
that could be one thing. But for those that are like, oh, I'm trying to lose that extra, 15 more pounds, it's like, it's been like 8 months. What
No,
happened? You're going
it's
home and you're just like,
crazy to me.
yeah, it's like, are you not telling me something? I feel like you're not eating a salad when you go home. Or,
Exactly.
and to be honest, what we think as people view ourselves as, or view our diet or our workouts, is completely different than reality. I mean, we give people diet sheets that they fill out weekly, in some cases, to write down and monitor what they're eating. And it's really funny because at the end of the week, I'm like, okay, so let me see your sheet. Well, I don't know. No, let me see it. And then you look at it and it's like, that's really funny. You skipped about 8 meals this week. You had a cheeseburger on 3 of them, but it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. No, but it's here, right?
Yeah.
So it's really funny to be able to show people. It's like what we view, what we're doing is completely different than possible the reality of what kind of track we're trying to stay on. So I implore people, like, write stuff down, show yourself, what am I really eating? How am I really eating? Can I really go tell someone, yeah, I'm doing really good? Well, 2 minutes ago, I just saw you at McDonald's. So that obviously that's not happening.
What was helpful? What was
Yeah.
helpful along those lines for me? I'm not a Weight Watcher, but I try. I'm cognizant. I'm at least that evolved. I'm cognizant of the bad and the good. But when I tried for a little while, like I committed to 1 week entering all of my everything I ate onto this app. It made it very easy. I don't even remember what the app was. And at the end of the first day, I'm like, I would have guessed I ate at least half of what I actually tracked. I didn't realize the amount of calories I was I was taking in and how they added up so quickly. It was an
Yeah.
eye opener. I got rid of that app immediately, by the way, as soon as I was done. But it was so eye opening. And I think a lot of people think, well, I had a salad. Well, if you had 7 salads in the day and they all have the giant dressing on them and they're all full of whatever you put on them,
Yeah.
it adds up.
It does. And it's funny that there's so many apps out there too. It's crazy, right? So you can actually monitor yourself pretty easily now. There's no excuse why the technology can't be there. And to your point, you sit there and you're like, well, I ate this, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, I went over by like 1,000 calories.
Right.
So, it's just trying to be more aware of what we're eating, and how we're eating, and a lot of it is we just don't always know. I still have to ask for recommendations on stuff when I'm trying to change my body or do a different kind of way to maybe manipulate my metabolism in a way to try something new. But to your point, you just, it's better to just kind of keep track of what you're doing, because it catches up with you. Definitely.
It was an eye-opening experience, and I'm still looking for the app that you enter in the cocktails that you consume, and it's a 0 the entire time.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
sure.
awesome.
I haven't found it yet, Mike, but I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
All
By
right,
the way,
so
Cinco de
go ahead.
Mayo. I forgot today's Cinco de
That's
Mayo.
right, Cinco de Mayo. I've got on Del Puerte. I can't speak Spanish. I've got to figure out how to say it, but Day of the Dead on today. Yes, it is Cinco de Mayo. What do you say to somebody who says, you know what, I'm too old, Mike. I'm too big. I'm too out of shape. There's the million different excuses, I'm sure. And it's also intimidating. I have to tell you that I would say the number one reason people don't go to a trainer, go to a fitness company, even avoid the gym, is because there is such a high intimidation level. They don't know what they're doing, so they're afraid they're going to look stupid, or they feel like they're too big. Everybody's going to be staring at them. So how can you help somebody take that first step from a confidence level?
What we like to do is we like to make it really, and that's the cool thing about what we do, is we like to make everything really, personable. We like that intimate setting where it's just us and the member or the client, and take the baby steps. Hold their hand through this. And you're absolutely right; it is intimidating. It's scary. It's hard to admit to ourselves when we've hit a certain plateau and we're like, hey, I'm 35. I can't run around with my kids right now. Or I'm 60 and I'm having problems just keeping up with my grandkids for basic walking. So those things are really psychologically they're difficult, and emotionally. So what we do is we kind of explain the process a little bit better to them and say that you can do this. This is very attainable. It's hard from the outside looking in because again, you see all of the people that are in shape at the gym. You see, the billboards, or you go on Instagram, you see the next model sitting there working out, and you're like, I can't do that. That's not realistic. So, being able to have that intimacy level with our clients, it's really paid off a lot because it's helped them to realize more about themselves and to be able to tell other people like, hey, you can do this. This is possible. Just put down those barriers and it's okay. And it's funny because when you go to a gym, you notice that 80% of the people working out are already in shape. So what happened to the other, 20, 30, 40% of the people? What happened? And that's where, we're trying to reach those people and say, hey, it's okay. You don't necessarily have to be around a gym. We have our own studio, but we can bring you in and you can get used to it and you can get that confidence. That way, when you do go to a gym, you're like, I got this. I can take care of myself. And I think that's the biggest thing is being able to promote that and being able to tell people, hey, we got your hand, we got your back. It's going to be okay. And
I think that's true. I feel like you guys, if I'm comfortable, if I don't feel, and I'm just speaking for most people, if the trainer, because I've had trainers before, so if the trainer comes in and it's all about them, then I know I'm in the wrong. I'm with the wrong human being because I don't need to know how amazing you look. I can see it every day. I need you to help me work on me. And I think because the stereotype is it's, big buff man, woman, they're just there to show themselves off. That is the furthest thing from what most, especially what Mike does. They're all about getting into why you're doing what you're doing, I would imagine, and making sure that people feel comfortable, because you're not going to work out, you're not going to continue, you're not going to commit if you are not comfortable with the person that you're working with.
Correct. And that's huge. I mean, the comfort level, I mean, when you think about it, we all go to the dentist sometimes, or the doctor, depending on who you are and how nice your doctor is. But we like to use the analogy when you go see a doctor, and we all have to get shots once in a while, and you go in there and you got that doctor that's just like, yeah, okay, here we go, and just stabs you in the arm, and you're like, ow, like, why did you do that? That hurts. And then you get the other doctor who's like, how's your day going? Are you doing okay? Is everything all right? And the next thing you know, they're like, okay, you're done. And you're sitting there like, wait, what? I thought I had to get a shot. Yeah, I already took care of it. That analogy is something that we're really big on, because I don't want, we don't want people to feel like, oh my gosh, that was horrible. I can't walk. I hate going to this. And you see that a lot. And if you've had trainers, you know how it is. You're like, man, I don't know if this is such a good idea because I'm having some issues right now. And, and it's good to motivate people. Like, come on, you can do it. But I think there needs to be some kind of, I know Ted. I know Ted's the way his personality is. I know what's going to help him get to the next level. Okay. I know Jessica. I know what she needs. I know what to do to help her get to the next level on a personality level. Okay. On a personal level. And I think that is kind of the missed denominator a lot of times is, yeah, come on, let's do this. You got this. And you're sitting there like, you didn't even ask me a question. Like, I don't even know. Are you about to, like, am I going to die? Like,
correct.
That's the stuff when we go into gyms that sometimes happens, and it's like, and we're trying to say, no. This is what we preach. This is how we do our business. This is what we want everybody to feel like is, hey, it's okay. We got you. This is a journey, and we want to take you through it in an easier way. And not have you feel like, are you going to be sore? Of course you're going to be sore. I wish there was a magic pill that I could make you take, and that doesn't happen, but that's not real. But A, to the level of soreness. B, did you have a good time? Did you like it? Did we have a good time together when we were training? Yeah. Okay, cool. I want to know, how was your day? What are you doing? Did you how's the family? Things like that we talk about. I went out with my daughter the other night. We went to this. Oh, that's cool. And you're sitting there and you're doing your whole workout. By the time we're done, you're sitting there going, wow, that was great. I feel good. I feel better. And that's how it's supposed to be.
All right. So how do people find you? If they want to learn more about Redlin Enterprises, they want to learn more about maybe what the next step is in their fitness journey, how can they reach you?
They can go on to our Facebook. They can do at Mike Redlin, Redlin Enterprises, and our Instagram as well, Redlin Enterprises on Instagram, or again our website www.redlinenterprises.com. And again, just call us. You can text, email. We're around the clock ready. So if you guys have any questions, if anybody needs anything, all they have to do is reach out to us, and we will pretty quickly reach back out to them and take care of whatever it is they have.
Fantastic. All right, Mike Redlin with Redlin Enterprises. Thanks again, buddy, for being patient. I'm very happy you came on the show. I had lots and lots of people interested in how you were going to talk about fitness because it's on everybody's mind, right? Now they have to go out. They have to go out and be seen. So as they go out and be seen, they want to look good when they go out. They want to feel good. They don't want to feel all quarantined anymore. So you guys, please reach out to Mike. He's amazing. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Mike Redlin. Have a great one. You guys will be back later on today. Peace. Mwah.
All right.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much.
Yeah.